Good morning, you guys.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Real Talk with SLR.
How are you guys doing today?
Well, guys, yesterday was a very good day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yesterday was fun-packed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we were doing very mundane things, but it was still fun-packed because we're together. Yeah. We ended up going over to my mom's house. Actually, yesterday we recorded a Real Talk on the road to my mom's house because we were talking with you guys a little bit about it, but we're going to tackle a few things on her honey-do list because my mom's got several projects of her own going right now as well, and she needs a little bit of help. Yep.
She had a sliding glass door that had some bearings blown out. It made it extremely difficult to open and close that door.
Yeah, but not anymore. Now she can do it with just a finger.
Yep. Got in there, got that thing, got those replaced, and yeah, it's opening and closing really well.
Yeah, in fact, so well. Brittany called this morning, and she was telling me that she knew it was fixed, but had forgotten that it was fixed because it had been broken for so long, right? And she went to open it, and she got yeeted across the whole room because she was used to putting so much force in it. And this time she didn't have to, so.
Yeah.
I said, be careful with that.
It happens. I mean, especially if you're used to it for so long, you know.
Yeah. It's like
natural instinct.
When something breaks, right? And you're like, oh, I got to fix that, right? And then, you don't fix it. And then you get used to it being broken or you get used to the jimmy rig. Kind of like, okay, I hate to bring it up. I'm not trying to bring up any old stuff or anything. You already know what I'm going to say?
Probably. I don't know.
Biggie's door handle.
No, I fixed it.
Oh, Tiny says that's a declaration.
Apparently,
Gary says I fixed it.
I did fix it. All right. Just that stupid clip broke.
Yeah, it broke again. It must be like, honestly, that's not your fault. That's probably just like a shoddy manufacturing problem because it breaks too easy.
Well, the problem is that the first time it broke the handle. Right, and I replaced the handle. Well, one of the clips inside of there broke.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it worked for a day, and then
we got a day out of it.
It broke immediately after, basically. I was like, "What the heck, you stupid!"
It's all right. We'll fix it. It will get fixed. It's not It's not a big deal.
It ain't a big deal.
I just was using it as an example.
No, I know.
What I mean? Like
I know what you mean. Trust me.
The day that we get that door handle fixed, we're gonna go to get out of the truck, and we're gonna roll the window all the way down and stick our hand out the door.
Dude, I find myself doing that in Tiny. I
right?
find myself doing that in any vehicle I'm in. It's rolling down the window and reach out, and I'm like, why did I do that? This door works, but yeah.
It's one of those things. I bet you somebody out there watching this video has something in their house that is like half butt broken that they need to fix and work on, and they just haven't. And it's probably like a super easy fix. Probably take you 10 minutes to do it, but you just haven't done it for one reason or another, right?
I have the clips to fix the door.
And
I just
my
haven't done it.
next thing that I was going to say is I'm going to encourage you today and now. Make a goal. If it's something that's literally going to take you 15 minutes and you got the parts already handy, I'm going to challenge you to go fix that thing as soon as this video is over. Go fix it. Somebody has something. Somebody out there has something broken that they could just easily fix and they haven't for whatever reason. What is it? And what's your resolve? What's your workaround for the thing? Whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
I want to know.
Yeah. I can fix it one of these days. One of these days when I'm not.
Just using
no,
it.
I know.
I'm not. We have
one of these days when I'm not
on
so
right now. I was literally just using it as an example. Now it's going to eat at him. I should have kept my mouth closed.
Now it is going to eat at me.
I should have kept my mouth closed.
It's going to eat at me a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Don't.
Oh,
we're too busy.
It's just like.
No.
So there is another thing on Biggie, right? And it's the fuel pressure regulator. It works great, if it sits for a long time. But it's when you already have everything warmed up and everything else, Biggie, you have to give it a little gas to get it to go.
I shouldn't have said anything, guys.
And I have to create a tool in order to replace that one sensor. And I'm gonna have to change the coolant in the meantime doing it. And it's in a really, what the heck spot, So
yeah,
I've been waiting on that one till I can actually just pull off the whole intake and everything and replace those gaskets and dive into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because it would be a lot easier if the intake was just off. I'd be able to access it, and I don't have to make no tool.
Yeah.
But it's a really tight spot where it's like, really? You gotta put that thing there? But whatever. One of these days. but it's gonna happen. But today we're gonna have a good day. We're gonna be able to go over there and tackle some things for your mama, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
looking forward to it. She's making us some Italian.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Mom's making Italian for lunch. Thanks, Mom. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, if you guys don't know, my mom has a YouTube channel, too. It's Now What? Travel Ready on a Not So Simple Road. Kind of long, but it's a play off of Country Road Cure and Simple Life Reclaimed, our names, because she's our mom. Yep. So we'll put it over there. Over there. Over there.
Somewhere.
Put a comment. My mom's working on her house and, like, doing some renovations. She bought a farmhouse when we moved out here. And she's been slowly but surely making it her own. She's done a beautiful job to it so far. So, yeah, go check it out. Go see what she's got going on.
It's going to be good.
Yeah.
Man. But
yeah, we went over to Mom's yesterday and did that. We ended up going to the doctor's for me. And the doctor said, yes, I do have gout. We're not going to be putting me on any kind of daily medications or anything. However, I am going to change my diet. And then I'll have an emergency medication, like, over there to take, like, if I need it. But I'm just not gonna really take it unless it's like I really, really, really need it, kind of a thing. So, but I'm hopeful and happy, and I'm feeling really good lately since we've made some of those changes. So I'm not super stressed about it. I'm not gonna worry too much about it, but it is a thing now. And then after we did the doctor's appointment, we ended up going to Walmart and we got all the supplies and stuff for the kids' birthday parties, which when we get done with my mom's, we're going to have to come home and, like, make little goodie bags and, like, get all the food stuff prepped up and ready. So that way it's grab and go because their party's tomorrow. So
and tomorrow we've got, it's a jam-packed day.
Yeah.
You know, Julia's got her practice going on tomorrow. And then we're also going to be having the birthday party.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be busy.
It's going to be busy.
Yeah. And we'll be ducking and dodging weather in between, right? So today, this afternoon, it's supposed to rain, and tomorrow it has a chance, but I'm hoping that it won't because of their party. We'll just have to see.
Yeah.
Abe is also home from school again today because, you know, his party is tomorrow. He's still not feeling well, and he still has a low-grade fever. So we're like, you know, just keep it on the down low, kid. That way tomorrow, hopefully, you're feeling good for that. Plus, you're still not 100.
No. So
we don't want him to go, but it's all good. He's doing well. He's just chilling right now. We're going to take him with us over to my mom's and everything. Yeah.
It should be a good day today.
Yeah.
And yesterday, Mel also put out a video.
I did. Yeah, I did. I did put out a video yesterday, and I made it a premiere. I was planning to put it out early for, just members and stuff, like an hour or whatever early, and then post it, like, as a public video. But the last minute, I decided, you know what? I'm going to make it a premiere because it was such a long video. Because it's fun. I like chatting with you guys, and I like hanging out with you guys and hearing the things that you guys, like the feedback that you guys have to say in real time as we're watching it together. It's unique. It's cool. It's an experience that, you don't get just watching regular TV, or you don't get just posting a video, So I don't know. I thought it was cool. And you guys brought up a lot of good stuff when we were premiering that video. You guys also brought up a lot of good questions inside that video. So I think today you want to take some time and address some of that?
Yeah, we can definitely talk about some of the questions.
Yeah.
I know that there was one question that I kept coming by or whatnot, which was why not just shim the post?
Oh, okay.
And the reason why I didn't just shim the post was, one, where it really was starting to dip down and into it and everything else like that. It was more so in, like, the middle of the girder area, which, I mean, it's three 2x10s, stacked together and everything else like that. And I tried my hardest to get a lot of the crowning and the bows out of just that itself. And I thought I was seeing it when we put up the girder and everything, that it had a little bit of a dip in the middle. And I was like, I don't know if that's just my eyeballs playing tricks or anything. It definitely was my eyeballs playing tricks on me. It was a little little dipped right there. But it made it to where, we were able to fix it a lot easier just by shimming each one and everything else like that. And it straightened itself out. I like it. But that was a good question, though. I wish I could have just, did the posts a little bit and then have it all good, but it wouldn't have took out that other bow.
So I pulled up all the questions and stuff, or at least some that like YouTube's background part of their studio. It will pull questions out, and it says that it's all of them. Sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. It helps if you do have a question though to punctuate your with a question mark.
With the question mark.
So that way it'll actually like filter it through.
What is it?
You're doing it again. Settle down.
I'm seeing what Tiny would do.
Tiny's like, I see.
Apparently. See, you just talk with your hands.
You're doing sign language. It's going to zoom in on you. Okay, so this one comes from Kathy Daniels, 1754. And she asks, have you guys considered a retractable awning?
No, actually. That was a thought that never crossed my mind on it. And it's probably because of just how finicky some of them are on like RVs and having to mess with ours on the RV.
Oh yeah.
You know, like that's probably why I never even thought about it or anything, which isn't a bad idea, but yeah, no, I'd rather not. Yeah. I'd rather not have that headache.
Yeah, we didn't even consider it, honestly. Like when we were planning out the house, obviously we were planning off of, kind of like drawings and stuff. Yep. We don't have legit blueprints. We're just kind of making it all up as we go. We live on unrestricted land, no permits, no inspections, none of that. Now, that's not saying that we're not building to code, because Gary's Gary, and he's making sure that everything is super safe and stout, and it would be up to anybody's scrutiny, right?
Yep.
But with that, like when we were planning all of it and we wanted to have the kickers coming off of the house, that's why like the patio deck is in a different type of shape. And our awning is also going to be in that shape. So it is going to be kind of like winging out, but we wanted that maximize that space and also keep water flow and stuff away because the house is on a hill like that. So it keeps it cleaner, and then also optimizes the amount of space.
Correct.
So I don't know. We always kind of imagined at first we were going to have a wraparound porch for the whole thing, and that's
hence another reason why I went like that with the diagonal.
With the kickers, I
was like, that will make it perfect for putting up the boards and everything like that.
And the thing is with that design, if we ever do decide to at a later date, we can. But I don't see us doing that with the fact that we're going to do the front mudroom now.
Yep.
Yeah. So I guess there's certain things why we have certain things away, and that's because we have updated and changed our plan as we've gone on.
Originally, I was planning on also in that back area, because it was at a 45, to extend it out and make it just straight across and a full 53 by 53 or 53 foot deck, But yeah, I'm glad that we're not doing that, because that would have created a lot more of a headache for putting up other posts on the other sides and everything. And yeah.
Well, this is our first time ever doing any kind of build like this or planning anything like this. And to be having, no real experience beside, we have book smarts, or, we have some practice in doing smaller projects,
renovation
aspects. Type stuff, things like what we're going to go help out my mom with, like the honey-do list type of stuff, like how we're joking about how you have that one thing that's broken, stuff like that, things that were already built and we had to revamp, or having our young family and like needing stuff, but having to buy things secondhand, and sometimes things are broken on it, but you could fix that little broken thing for really cheap, and then save a lot of money. And so we have experience with that kind of stuff, but going at it like how we are right now, it's totally new for us. Yeah.
It's definitely new, each and every little thing. And I mean, I've done a lot of my own research on it and everything, but it's I find that it's better for me that I did that little bit of research before we dove into it, right? And then I deep dived in each thing as we were doing it.
And also right before we do something. Like right before we do something, like we're literally learning how to do it like right before. And then we turn the camera on and then we show you what we learned. That's pretty much how it goes.
And sometimes we bring you along while we're learning. And
like,
we're like, I
like
think
yesterday's video, right? We brought you guys along like as we're doing some of this stuff and trying to figure it out.
You got to see Gary's brain working and gears moving. Like, how am I going to figure this one out?
I will say, I made that video long like that because, one, I wanted to have you guys see, like, the workings of it all. And then, two, we have been getting some comments. I actually had a comment from somebody. I don't have it up right now, but I had a comment from somebody who's like, it was basically along the lines of, like, they feel like they're being ripped off, like, because we're not giving them long videos anymore. They're like, what gives? You know, you guys used to put out longer videos, and our last few videos had been like 18 minutes, kind of on the shorter side for us. We usually are always at like 30 minutes or so, sometimes even something 45. Like and so I was like, you know what? I'm going to let everybody in. And I didn't do as much time lapse, and I left a lot of like the real time, how long things take.
I really liked it because there was, even in the premiere, you could see it to where, like, if you watch the live chat even now, right, you can see questions that pop in there, and then it's answered in the video. Yeah,
like just a little like shorter
after, you know, but like there was a lot of questions within that, and there was a lot of answers, you know, and people. I think you guys really enjoyed how I was trying to bring you guys along and show you guys and try to answer these questions that I've seen here and there, you know.
I hope you guys liked it. We're going to, I think I'm going to continue kind of with some of that kind of stuff. I do enjoy the creative, artsier kind of stuff that I do sometimes, and I'm going to keep doing that. I'm going to keep just doing whatever I feel like the video flows with. And I hope that you guys enjoy it.
Yep.
Speaking of questions though, to kind of let's get back on track here. This one is from JFuel20. Are y'all not going solar?
So we do plan on going solar later on. The type of roof that we are going to be doing and everything, it's actually one of the best setups for solar, to where you can easily, you know, mount all the solar panels on the roof and everything like that. Mm-hmm. And the way that we have our roof structure wise and everything, it actually is going to give us a lot of potential. So I'm really, really happy about that. I mean, it could ideally, right, later on when we're doing it, it should be good. But I didn't want to buy all of that kind of stuff because, let's face it, it's expensive.
Yeah.
And I don't want to spend that kind of money. Say, if we did, it would have been like, you know, 3 years ago that we bought it, and it's a lot cheaper now if we were to have gotten it that time, you know.
Yeah.
Of that style and everything. They upgrade it all the time. So
yeah.
We'll wait on that, and we'll address it once the house is all said and done, and we can tie it into our main panel. So
that's another thing too. Like Gary and I, we are paying cash for all of the materials as we get them, and so it's one of those things. You know, we can only go as fast as we can go. Now we're going very quickly, I feel like, but again, we buy the materials. We want to use the materials before we go and buy more stuff that we're not actually using yet. Just like everyone else in life with, you know, things, especially in this economy, which on the video yesterday, we were talking about how the gas prices were for us. Mm-hmm. And I feel so blessed even though the prices are expensive for us, that's expensive for us. The area of the country that we live in, it's very, at least it was, it's getting more and more expensive. It's getting more like the West Coast, but the West Coast is like what it was like in Alaska, and Alaska is like, who knows what it's like. It's so expensive.
Man.
So, you know, when we first moved out here to Arkansas, like, and we were taking our road trip, the gas prices were like $1.35 a gallon. Yep. And that was normal prices. And that was something that like people were like, oh, gas is still a little high, because they were still paying like $1 a gallon. And then, you know, so there definitely is inflation. If you compare it to what it was to what it now, it's still double. Just like pretty much anywhere you are, it's double. If you were on the West Coast and you were paying $3 a gallon, now your gas is $6 and $7. That's like it doubled for your area. Same thing with us out here. So at least we're not paying what some of you guys are. Like, I feel bad for our international subscribers. They're paying that ridiculous price per liter, which is crazy.
Oh man.
So from our perspective, I hear you guys are looking at us like, oh, you guys are complaining about that, and so I hear you, but it's the same.
It's just bringing you guys along to, I don't know.
It's the same ratio.
It's been a funny thing from us because of the vacation or the drives, you know, for us driving. To always like pinpoint and be like, look at it and be like, what's different in this state? What's different in this state? You know?
Yeah. The cost of living per state definitely changes.
It's different. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess there's that, right?
Yep.
But no, I feel fortunate. At least it's not, $7, $8, $12. We're crazy numbers you guys were flowing at us. And my heart goes out to you.
Man.
We're all suffering with that. Chuck Logan 9611 says, maybe put your patio roof under your house roof all the way across the deck? ?
So it sounds like a great idea. The downside on that, to keep the pitch minimum for the roof style that we are doing, that would be a really, really low front girder aspect, and you really ain't going to see the mountain at that point. So we will have to have it above and on the roof. That's partly why in that video we took a little scrap wood and everything like that. And some people were like, hey, put a heel cut and it'll bring it down. Well, that was a 2x4. And I would like to have at least 2x4 width at the top of the girder.
You did it again.
Can't help it. I talk with my hands too, all right? But I would like to have that width. Yeah, I would like to have that width on the top band of the girder and everything. And we put it on top of the post because we are going to notch the girder and have it drop into that post right at the top side. Yeah. So that gave me a really good idea of the actual, the angle of everything like that. So, but if I could have gotten away with a lower pitch roof, I would, but it will also help with the shed off and everything else of ice and snow with the better, greater pitch, At a 312, it should slide off pretty well. Mm-hmm. But, looking at questions.
Yeah, there's several of the same one. And then there's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I ain't gonna lie. There's a lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas.
There's always gonna be the shoulda, coulda, wouldas,
But hey, it's okay. We are where we are, and we're going forward with it, and we're making progress. So
a lot of that shoulda, coulda, woulda was like the roof. You were like, well, you could have had the trusses built to where they could have, went out that way. But in order for me to put a roof on my house, I would have had the posts there and the decking there in order for that truss to sit on top of and have the girder way before I could roof in my house. A lot of that
stuff had to do with timing and availability and what we wanted to do. And
this is the way that we're going about it is a pretty normal way to add on to your house and everything else like that. So it's a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda, like you said, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of shoulda, coulda, woulda. I mean, it's not good or bad or nothing. It's more so like I'm reading through them because the thing pulled it up as if it's a question, but it's not really a question. It's more of a
shoulda, coulda, woulda.
A shoulda, coulda, woulda.
No. Yeah.
Have you decided what type of heating system you're doing? Radiant or forced air? From Roy Waite.
So we are going to do a normal AC system, ducted and everything. Mr. Cool actually sells a in-house blower, whatever you call it. I'm not an HVAC.
We'll be contacting Mike for that.
Person, all right. I don't know what the heck that thing is. It's not a furnace, but the indoor air handler, I think, is called what it's called. I was trying to think about it. All right, there's a lot of names.
Watch out, you
there.
might set off timing again.
I know, right? And then the actual condenser itself, the AC unit that sits outside, is a lot more energy efficient and everything like that. But because we're having such a tight envelope, I'm gonna have to get a ERV system and set one up, as well as a dehumidifier system and everything else like that, and tie all that in. And in doing all that, it should, in theory, I should be able to get away with a 5-ton unit for both the basement and upstairs.
Which would be really nice. And you know what? The basement keeps its temperature pretty well. And it has its own heating down here with that electric fireplace.
Yep.
It should be good.
If it needed it, right?
Yeah.
But
and this question comes up often as well. Are we going to have a wood burning stove?
So
this one comes up. I'm not looking at anything particular, but it comes up all the time.
If we were to get a wood burning stove, I would put it in the basement. And I would have to go through the block wall and pipe it through that way. And then I would have to come out. I could put it upstairs, but at the same time, we don't really have a whole lot of space upstairs. We tried to build the house upstairs as minimal as possible, and we have like literally like the perfect amount of space for everything, I feel like.
Mm-hmm.
So putting in one of those, it's going to create a spot where it's just like, I don't know, because
Yes.
it's very hot. And I don't want to put that next to, say, the kids' room or anything else like that.
Right. And so, like, upstairs is mostly, I'm going to do all of my cooking up there, like our day-to-day cooking. But, like, the majority of our living is still going to be down here in the basement.
Yep.
Upstairs is going to be where we sleep, where I cook food, and where we eat. And, probably some of the eating's even going to happen down here in the basement, too. Let's face it.
Yep.
I mean, but the majority of, like, our living and quality time together and stuff is going to be down here in the basement. And upstairs is, like I said, essentially those areas.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we will like to live. And that's how we have a lot of like communal space because we like to be around each other all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We're not the type of family that like goes and retreats into our own away from each other spaces, which we do sometimes. Everybody needs a break from each other.
Yeah.
Right? But
for the most part,
yeah.
It's very, we're very family oriented.
Yeah.
And we like to have a lot of family time.
Yeah. 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 So down here in the basement, I could see us getting a wood burning fireplace, and it would probably be in the corner where we put the Christmas tree this year.
If y'all didn't know, heat rises.
It would warm up upstairs, and I would like to have a wood fireplace in here for like if the power goes out for a really long period of time and we need heat, right? It's very smart to have your own self-sufficient type of heating source. That's a great thing to have.
But at the same time, I don't want to open that can of worms just yet.
Not yet. We're gonna wait just a little bit.
We do have generator power. If worst comes to worst, if power goes out, we can hook up and we have heat everywhere. Because of the electric heat that we have.
We got the generators, we have Blue Eddies and like, solar power bank type stuff. So we could use that. And if it was a Mad Max situation, then it's a Mad Max situation, And
I'll figure out something, trust me.
Then we'll figure out something. We'll bust out the Swiss Army knife
we'll
and
get
play
some
MacGyver.
55-gallon drums. We'll make something happen.
We'll figure it out, So, but that's a great question, guys. That's a very great question. There was, Roy Waite actually had also asked this question, and I did reply to him that we were going to answer it today. So he says, what caused the dip in the deck? Were there 2 wood posts in that area short?
So those band boards that we got, or that we sandwiched all together, a lot of them, man, that we had were crowned a bit, So what ended up happening was we took 2 crowns and we put 1 crown in there as well, the other opposite way. We tried to manipulate the wood a little bit. Well, created a little ever so slightly dip. And I was out there with the tape measure too. And once you have it, we're like 3/8 of an inch off from that 1 band board to that one that was really dropped down. So with that 3/8 inch and a little bit of a bow, it created a 1/2 inch. So
over the length.
Just at that 1 joist. And because it did that at that 1 joist closer into the middle of the girder right there, everything else was sagging down as well. And that just created that. And I mean, so because of the joists are all at it irritates me a bit that you buy wood and it's not the same size at all. And it's like frustrating.
Shrinkage and retraction.
Shrinkage and everything else. And it's going to happen with the treated wood too, right? So I was hoping with the girder that it was going to be fine. And by my eyeball, it looked straight, but I guess it wasn't 100%. And it could have been that, or also when I tightened down the posts and I made sure that all of them were 100% plumb and everything else before I cinched them all down. I might have moved it just a tad, one way or the other, right? And all these things combined created a situation.
Yeah.
Joy of working with treated lumber.
It happens.
What could have fixed it completely is if all the wood that we started with, I ran them down a table saw and literally cut them to exactly the same length and width and everything else like that. Then it would have took out a lot of that.
I'm just saying, you beat yourself up a lot, but you are the kind of guy that will go above and beyond for that 1/8 of an inch, that 3/8 of an inch or whatever, right?
32nd.
32nd, whatever. You are that guy where 99% of people, stick a board on it, we're done.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? So you take pride in what you're doing. And
Yes.
a lot of the stuff that you do is above and beyond. And some of it, albeit unnecessary, right? Sometimes. But at the end of the day, this is our forever home. And if Gary wants to spend a day or two working on one thing, making it perfect so that way he could sleep better at night. And
I know the girder is straight. I know that the band board is straight. And I know because we did those, it's actually straight that like this way and this way, you know? So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to lose sleep over that deck.
Yeah, no, it's going to be beautiful when it's done. It's going to be absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
Especially being able to go out there on my little runway now. I feel a lot more comfortable. We can get a lot of that work done.
I'm curious how it's going to go with the rain that we're going to be getting, because we do have that slope, you know, and that was something that a lot of people were asking, and we answered it in that video as well and showed it.
Yeah.
Hey, it's still got
a drop.
It's got to drop, you know. It's not the biggest drop or anything, but
water flows.
exactly, right? But it is like in a 6-foot level, it's roughly about like 3/4 of an inch off the ground or off the joist, right? So that's enough to let that water drop down. Right?
It's gonna flow.
It will flow.
It's gonna flow.
It will flow.
Well, there was one last question, and this was referencing some beans we might have given you a sniff of a flavor of yesterday on Real Talk. So if you missed that Real Talk, you don't even know, but now you do.
No.
Anyway, sorry, squirrel. This question comes from Judy Flash Photography.
Okay.
And she says, Gary, are you going to get your garage? Is this the big purchase? Now, some of you guys might be very confused. Yesterday, some of the flavor of beans that we had spilled was basically, we were talking about how we may or may not have made a very big purchase, which we have. Not may or may not. We definitely have. And we haven't told you guys what it is. We're kind of keeping it on the back burner. We actually did it back in December. And we've been kind of like waiting off on it. And there's reason for all of it. Yeah. There's a reason for all of it. And so, Gary, do you care to answer her question first? Are you getting your garage?
I am not getting my garage. That was not the big purchase.
That was not the big purchase.
I'll say this. It was a bigger purchase than that. So, and yeah, you may or may have not seen it in a few of our videos.
I wonder what this could be.
I'm just going to say that. But yeah, you may or may not have seen that a few times.
Yeah, definitely. I'll let you guys sit and ponder on that. I'll let you guys sit and ponder on that.
No.
I hate to string you guys along. There is a reason and for everything, but
we will make a video about it here shortly.
Yeah, we just haven't yet.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that's coming. We'll let you ponder about that. But we got to roll, guys.
Yes.
We got to get over to my mom's house and go help her out with her few things. I think this weekend, if we get any work done, it's going to be on Sunday, but I have been recording some of the stuff that we've been doing for my mom and some other things around here. So we should still be able to get a video out on Simple Life Reclaimed.
Yes.
I think probably Sunday, knowing how busy that we are. Honestly, it'll be Sunday, and it might even have to be Monday.
Yeah.
Just because we got birthday parties this weekend, and yeah. So the next video that you guys get on Simple Life, we won't be continuing the deck stuff just yet because you guys are watching things in pretty close to real time.
Yeah.
It's going to be us helping my mom out with a few things. So I hope that you guys go check out her channel, and, you know, I hope that you guys are excited to see what we get into. There might be some birthday party action in there.
Yep.
A little bit of family vlog action going on.
We've got,
you know what I mean?
The days jam-packed the next couple of days. So
yep.
It's gonna be good.
Yeah, but we will be getting back to work on our decking, and we're taking a lot of your guys' comments and questions and concerns, and some of your technique. There was a lot of technique advice in there as well, so we might be trying some of that out in our videos when we do get back to work with it. And I'm very excited to get back to work on that decking, and I'm very excited for all the things we got coming down the pipe, especially that big load of beans. Anyway,
well,
we gotta run. Love you guys. We can sit here and go on forever. You know the drill. Until the next one, we hope you have a good one.
And we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye, you guys.
Later.